Again, Novatos, thanks again for tuning in to yet another video. Infamous coming at you live from the West Coast yet again, California. Just wanted to make a quick video. I'm going to try to make it a quick video, but yeah, Harley-Davidson just announced, you know what, they're taking reservations for 2022 models. And some of you guys already mentioned in some of my videos, you guys already have down payments, or you guys already have deposits on the 2022 models that are soon to be announced. They made an announcement on IG, on Facebook, and they're around the corner. That's all they said. They didn't show any type of specs, anything, any price increase, which we probably might see. If you guys remember, in this last year we saw a price increase, and we saw a sort of a downgrade on some of the baggers. But anyways, this is just me, you know, telling, like always, just maybe recommending a few things, suggesting maybe what should you do. Should you wait out for 2022? Most likely we're not going to see anything drastic. We're not going to see anything new, anything, honestly, nothing quite worth the money. I mean, this is just me based off of what was announced. You know, there's no Revolution Max iron, or there's no iron 1250s, or no iron you know, something else or whatever. It looks like we're still getting the Sportster S as of yet. I mean, they haven't, you know, they haven't leaked much, but I just don't think it's worth, I guess, unless you're looking for a specific color. But honestly, you could get a 2020 Lowrider S for about 16,000 and then paint it gunship gray, which, I mean, there's plenty of folks in the Facebook group that have done so. And even with the paint job and that, you also have to consider that most of these bikes, they already have pipes on them. They have other performance parts, so you are going to be saving yourself not only on the taxes, the fees, the markup, all of that BS. You're also going to save yourself on labor, on performance parts, on a stage one. Maybe the previous owner only, I mean, they've written the bike, or they bought a bike thinking they were going to be riding it every day, and it only has 500 miles. Some of you guys already mentioned that. Some of the bikes you guys were able to pick up used have, you know, they have probably about 1,000 miles, and that's still brand new. And some of you guys mentioned you guys got in it for, you know, with 500 miles, and that's still barely getting broken in. So you still have a whole lot of life out of that bike. And like I said, I mean, a lot of these new riders, I mean, the first thing we do is put exhaust or stage one, or even, you know, some of us have put stage twos in these bikes. So not only are you benefiting from buying a used bike, you don't have to, like I said, you don't have to pay for those upgrades. You don't have to deal with the headache of you know, installing those parts. You're pretty much getting free labor and parts at half cost, because like I said, these mods, these upgrades, they add no value to these bikes. If you guys just go on Cycle Trader, you'll see for yourself, you will see plenty of 2020s, 2018s, 2019s. A lot of these bikes, they're pretty much the same bike. There isn't much of a difference between them. Yes, there's a 114 and a 107, but is that really worth, I mean, leave it in the comments, is that really worth financing a bike or paying these markups and paying all these taxes? Because you and I both know that if we're buying a private used bike, we're probably going to talk to the seller and, you know, agree that we probably bought that bike for maybe 8,000 bucks. And now you only have to pay taxes on $8,000. Of course, this is, you know, against the law. I'm not telling you guys to break the law, of course, but I'm just saying maybe you're able to work out a deal on one of these bikes, and maybe it was selling for 16,000, and I mean, you just bargained very well. You bargained for the bike very well, and you were able to get the seller to come down to $8,000. You know, then you just take that to the DMV. When you're, you know, registering the bike under your name, you just tell them, hey, I was able to get a really good deal on this, and I got it for $8,000, maybe $6,000. 2018, $6,000. And if you're living somewhere out there, you know what, you only ride it for a couple months, you know, yeah, I guess, yeah, I got it for 6,000 bucks. 2018 with 700 miles.
Nice.
Like I said, there's benefits. The only reason why I always mention, you know, wait until the year-end clearance event, or wait until the 2020s or the 2022s, is mainly because you could typically get $1,000 off the old bike, off last year model's bike. Typically with Harley-Davidson, of course, specifically Harley-Davidson, they'll sometimes go $1,000 before. I mean, this was probably 2 years ago. They would go about $1,000 off. The last 2 years, however, the prices have been going up. But yeah, I mean, it's all kind of mixed up there. It's a little, I mean, it's a little funny now, the times. Yes, times are just strange, especially with the inflation, with the shortages, the semiconductors, the chips. Yeah, there's a lot of things to consider. And even with the 2022s being around the corner, you still have that doubt of being able to get your hands on one of these new bikes. And I mean, even if you're able to, I'm sure there's not going to be a significant change from the 2021s. I'm sure of it. Like I said, it's typically, this is what Harley-Davidson does every year. These are the new colors. We have, you know, these icon bikes. We have these limited edition Arctic Frost, Arctic Blast. We have, you know, the Snake Venom, and I mean, that's pretty much it. I doubt we'll see anything significant, mainly because you know, if you guys seen the manufacturers, the aftermarket. Even the cereals, the cereal brands, who was it, Kellogg's, or I don't know, they're increasing their prices by 20%. Everybody's increasing their prices. And like I said in another video, Leather Pros, they try to hold off on the price increase and they caved in. So, I mean, a lot of them already announced the prices are going up 15 to 20% in January, which is next month. So if you're out there and you're on the fence and you're, you know, probably thinking about doing something, probably start ordering the parts. You'll save yourself 20%, which is quite a lot, considering some of the pipes out there go for, you know, above $1,000, which, yeah, that's a lot of money. And like I said, if you get yourself a used bike and the pipes are already on there, that's $1,000. If it's already tuned, that's, you know, $300 to $400. If it has an air filter, it's the full stage one, that's easily $1,600 right there given to you. And I mean, you could get the bike for $16K. You know what, you guys, leave your comments down below. Let me know what you guys got. If you guys were one of those lucky ones to get a used bike with low miles and a ton of upgrades, a ton of mods. Some of the bikes I've seen on Cycle Trader, you know, just in Texas, where else? There's a few other ones, Arizona. There's some really good deals. Florida, some of you guys have some really good deals on these bikes, and they have risers, they have you know, a saddleman seat, they have exhaust, they have you know, stage 1 or stage 2. I mean, they're really, oh, and they have fairings too. They have fairings on them. I mean, there's just fantastic deals out there, and I'm pretty sure, I mean, if you just look at 2022 and what Harley's been doing since 2018, 2017, I don't think they're going to introduce anything significant. And riding modes is something that I'd like to see, but is that worth, probably riding mode, that'd probably be worth, or maybe 117, that would probably be worth paying probably the extra, you know, $5,000. If you guys see my build, that build has cost me somewhere around $6,000 to $7,000. So considering paying the MSRP, then paying the taxes and the fees, and then you're somewhere around 20 something thousand, and then you have to modify the bike, make it yours, you know, the Harley tax, you're somewhere around the 27K. So if you were to get it used, you would probably get it for 16K. So you're saving yourself $10,000, and you have the and you're also saving yourself, you know, the headaches, the labor, and you know, just stuff like that. If you guys don't know how to do it, then you actually benefit from having all those mods already installed on the bike. You don't have to worry about it. You know, it's just that much easier. You don't have to, you know, have it on a lift, have downtime. You just enjoy the bike. It's already built for you. Somebody else already did it for you. You know, it's great. That's just me. If you're wondering, if you're out there and you're thinking about getting a 2022, or you're thinking about, you know, getting a reserve or putting down a deposit or something like that, I would probably just say, you know what, go out there, see if you can find a used bike. And off the feedback from my other video about waiting or not waiting, a lot of you guys just said, you know what, get out there and just get a bike. It might be more difficult down the road, and if Harley keeps on picking these bikes up, of course they're gonna have control over the market. They're gonna be able to raise and lower the prices of these bikes. And if you're wondering, hey, what are these bikes really going for, go on eBay, search a bike and, you know, just watch some bids, watch some auctions out there and see what these bikes are going for. I just saw a Roadster here in the Bay Area go for about $7,500, and there's a few folks out here that are asking for $11,000-$12,000, and they're not selling $11,000-$12,000 Roadsters. They're not going anywhere. And based off the auction that I saw, they're going for around $8,000. So I mean, that's $3,000-$4,000 of difference. I don't know. It's just, you know, it's just me thinking. This is the way I mean, I'm always looking at bikes all the time. I'm looking at bikes. I want to get into another Sportster. I really miss it. I really want to get into another one, but I'm just holding off on what Harley's gonna bring with the Revolution Max. And that's probably the same position I was in 2 years ago with my Lowrider S. I was dying to get a Milwaukee 8 full frame big V twin, and finally, after, you know, waiting 3-4 long years, I was able to get myself into a 2020 Lowrider S, which was worth the wait. And that's pretty much where I'm at right now. I'm just waiting. Hopefully, like I said, I mean, the only reason you would probably get a 2022 is if it's just something significant, something big. And a 1250 Revolution Max, 120 horsepower, that's huge. That's big. That is a big change compared to what you could probably get, you know, in the used market right now. Good. Just my 2 cents. 2022, we're gonna see some announcements pretty soon. And if you guys are out there just waiting, probably, you know, just go out there and get a bike just in case. You know, and besides, you could always trade it in. You're somebody else out there, they're gonna want this bike, and if the prices do increase in 20%, then, you know, you're probably going to be making a little bit of money. But as far as the 20% increase, if that really happens, the Lowrider S's, or the Lowrider S, 20% increase on that, you're looking, you know, north of 20K MSRP. But I just don't know what's going to happen. I mean, nobody knows. We just don't know what's going to happen. But I mean, you see it everywhere else. We saw a 40% increase on the used market vehicles. We saw a 20% increase on new vehicles this last year. And then, like I said, Harley's been raising their prices. This last year, you saw $600 increases in some of the models. And then, like I mentioned, the touring models, they got rid of the hydraulic clutch, and they went back to the basic cable. So just, you know, I'm repeating myself. You guys just stay out there, stay safe. Don't believe everything you read. Life's a risk. Get out there and ride. Later.